right now on SAU Weekly, Ready, Set, Register.
Talking to advisors will help you with your career goals,
how you can be prepared ahead of spring registration, and meet Father Mallory.
There really is a sense of community here.
How SAU's new university chaplain has been settling in during his first semester. Plus, be the difference.
Any small task can make a big difference in someone's life.
How you can volunteer to give back to our community. And in sports, Homeward Bound. We bring you highlights from a busy homecoming weekend. And back to the mats.
To show the family and friends and all the fans that support Bees Wrestling of what to expect this year.
The SAU wrestling team hosts their annual intrasquad to kick off their season. Your latest news and sports from St. Ambrose University starts right now. Welcome to this edition of SAU Weekly, your source for the latest news and sports from St. Ambrose University. I'm Cindy Horseman.
And I'm Kaylee Parsons.
Starting in November, students can start planning their schedules for the next semester. Registration can be challenging, but help is available to make the process easier. Your academic advisor is responsible for helping you understand any student planning tool that you may need to access. This allows you to create a potential schedule for your advisor to preview and approve. SAU's Academic and Career Planning Center says to make sure your schedule is manageable and meets the requirements of your major.
Talking to advisors will help you with your career goals, exploring different pathways. There's so much opportunities that are out there, and a lot of our faculty are knowledgeable about it, including our staff as well. So being able to converse with them, seeing different opportunities, how they align with your career goals, if you are taking the right steps for that, or what you should be taking in order to reach those goals. So lots of benefits in terms of like seeing where you are at now, and then planning for the future as well.
Be sure to get started early on the planning of your schedule. The Academic and Career Planning Center says to email your advisor to set up a meeting and discuss your next steps.
This semester, SAU welcomed a new university chaplain to lead our campus ministry following the reassignment of Father Ross Epping. Father Dale Mallory stepped into the role over the summer. Originally from Knoxville, Iowa, he received a bachelor's degree in arts and anthropology from the University of Iowa before spending 6 years at the St. Paul Seminary in Minnesota. After being ordained, he served as a priest in both Ottumwa and Bloomfield, Iowa. Father Mallory says what's helped him feel at home at St. Ambrose is the sense of community.
So it's nice to be in a place a little bit smaller, and really just you kind of see how there really is a sense of community here. Like I see a lot of, just walking around campus, I see a lot of the same students, I see a lot of the faculty and the staff, and it's much easier to get to kind of know who they are, and you kind of build those connections, whereas at University of Iowa, you know, you can kind of be just a face in the crowd.
Father Mallory looks forward to being a part of St. Ambrose community for years to come. As a part of campus ministry, he will be actively involved in faith-based learning and service projects. November 3rd is Be the Difference Day, the first event that kicks off a month of service and prayer in Be the Difference Month. Hosted by SAU's SGA, it's a day for students to give back to the Davenport community. SAU Weekly's Sydney Horseman has more in this week's edition of What's the Buzz.
Thanks, Kaylee. Joining me now is the SGA Director of Operations, Kaiya McKinley, to talk about Be the Difference Day, coming up on November 3rd. Thanks for being here, Kaiya.
Thanks, Sydney, for having me.
So what is Be the Difference Day?
Be the Difference Day is a day of service to help participating addresses in any yard work or outside work they need on their houses.
Awesome. What type of planning and organizing is involved in such a big event like this?
Quite a bit of planning, but thankfully I've had Jack Day to mentor me through it and student government to help me in anything that I've needed so far.
How do you choose the locations included in Be the Difference Day?
We choose the locations based off of who participated last year and surrounding houses that we think may be interested as well.
As the plans come together, what do you hope that students are involved to get out of it?
We're hoping that they can get more than just service hours. We want them to make connections within the community and build stronger relationships with their friends, as well as hopefully learning that any small task can make a big difference in someone's life.
Thanks for being here, Kaiya, and good luck on November 3rd. Again, you can find the Be the Difference Day sign-up sheet in the Waggle, or you can email bethedifferenceday@sau.edu. For What's the Buzz, I'm Sydney Horseman.
Thanks, Sydney. Coming up next in sports, highlights from the homecoming football game against Culver Stockton, women's soccer celebrates their seniors, and SAU wrestling kicks off their season. Join SAU Weekly's Cole Nagin as he takes you inside SAU athletics. Stay tuned.
Tune in to KALA and hear something different. Programming that celebrates the diversity of our listeners. We're advocates for the arts, showcasing your favorite music from around the world. We're storytellers, producing award-winning news and educational podcasts. We're dedicated sports fans, bringing you the latest Fighting Bee action from St. Ambrose University. We're a learning lab, mentoring the next generation of broadcasters and content creators. A part of your community for 5 decades. We're KALA Radio, 88.5 FM and 106.1 FM. Turn it on and turn it up.
Capture a piece of the past with Trash Can Annie, where vintage meets vibrant in every stitch. Browse our carefully curated collection of clothing and accessories ranging from the late 1800s to current styles. Dress to impress with Laura's unique style and wardrobe consultations. Find a style and make it yours with Trash Can Annie, your destination for timeless fashion.
Whether you're a competitive runner, looking to stay fit, or just looking for comfort and support, Running Wild has you covered. Locally owned for more than 3 decades, Running Wild is the Quad City's trusted source for athletic wear and accessories. No matter your experience level, we'll help you find the right fit with all the top brands for running and walking and the latest in running apparel. Open 7 days a week, just up Brady Street. Don't walk, run to Running Wild, your run specialty store.
Visit Ragged Records, one of the largest record stores in the Midwest. Browse more than 30,000 new and used records, from timeless classics to new releases, and rare finds in every aisle. New to collecting vinyl? Check out our large selection of stereo equipment to spruce up your listening experience. Find your groove at Ragged Records, located along Motor Row in Davenport, and in Rock Island next to Roz Talks.
The first dual meet for our wrestling team is just around the corner. On Wednesday night, our Fighting Bees hosted their annual intrasquad to prepare for their upcoming season and give their fans a glimpse of what lies ahead. Lilo Minorino was buzzing as wrestlers faced off against each other to give coaches a chance to evaluate their performance before the official season begins on October 31st. 7 wrestlers have been ranked in the Heart of America Conference preseason poll, a new school record. The team is ranked 7th in preseason Heart Conference rankings. This group of Fighting Bees is determined to climb that standings and leave their mark in the conference.
Today we were having our inter-squad duel. It's basically just a scrimmage between your own team, and really what we're doing today is just trying to put on a show for the crowd to see what we do as a wrestling program, right? So today's really just a showcase of what we've been grinding for. We're simulating a duel today. It might just be an inter-squad meet, right? We're just going against teammates, the same guys we've been seeing for months, but today's an actual live simulation of what we're going to have, following next week on Halloween when we go against William Penn. Today is important to the freshmen because this is their first time seeing what it's like to be in a college match. It also is important because it's wrestle-offs, so it shows where you are on the ladder, if you're starting or if you're on the last guy. Gives us a time to see where we're at, see how far we got to go, and see how far we've come since preseason. More importantly, it's to show the family and friends and all the fans that support Bees Wrestling of what to expect this year.
The wrestling team will host 4 other duels this season, 2 in November and 2 in January. The Bees will travel to Oskaloosa, Iowa to battle William Penn on October 31st. Capping off the day of homecoming action, the SAU women's soccer team took on Trinity Christian. It was also a special day for one of SAU TV's very own. That was SAU TV's Malu Coelho being announced on senior day before the game. Congratulations to Malu on all the hard work she has put in for the team and SAU TV. In the 15th minute, Trinity Christian is going to lose possession on their own half of the field, and that is going to allow Kendall Wendt to score an easy breakaway goal to put the Bees on the board first, 1-0. The Bees would get another goal before heading into the half, when they would honor each of their seniors before returning to action. Just out of the break, Jenna Horst is going to avoid the tackle attempt along the left sideline and put a beautiful shot into the back corner of the net that would give the Bees a 3-0 lead. Bees are in complete control of this one. The Bees played tough defense throughout this one. The Trolls had a tough time moving the ball past the Bees midfield. That could be seen once again in the 73rd minute when Mia Hefner lofts this pass to Caitlin Brunson, who heads it off the post and in for the goal. That would make the score 4-0. The Bees would add one more goal before this one was over, making the final score 5-0. The Bees grab a win at the crossroads of Senior Day and Homecoming to send the fans home happy. The Bees are in action tomorrow at noon against Calumet University in East Chicago, Indiana. The men's soccer team also played Trinity Christian this past Saturday, but it was a tough game for the Bees, falling 2-1. Lucas Pisani led the team with 4 shots on goal, but Ricardo Ronconi would score the Bees' only goal of that afternoon. The Bees would bounce back in a big way this week, defeating St. Francis 8-1 to earn their first conference victory of the season. I spy homecoming king Will Smith on a beautiful day for homecoming football as the Bees faced off against Culver Stockton, who were looking for their first win of the season. Early in the first half, Wildcats quarterback Drake Day drops back to pass, only to find Caleb Ballard waiting in the wings for the sack. Later in the first half, Day-Day Staples hands it off to Max Vasquez, who fights his way through a pack of Wildcats to move the chains once again for the Bees. Fast forward to the end of the first half, Staples sneaks in a 1-yard touchdown to give Ambrose the 21-14 lead. The Bees' third lead of the game, heading into halftime. But the second half was all Culver Stockton. They score 21 unanswered points to grab their first win of the season. Things won't get easier for the Bees as they take on the undefeated Grandview Vikings tomorrow afternoon. Kickoff is set for 1 p.m. Of course, you can catch all the Fighting Bee action Saturday on KALA 106.1 FM. Ryan Chistel will be on the call from Jack and Pat Bush Stadium. You can also catch them on Fighting Bee Sports Network at SAUbees.com. That'll do it for Inside SAU Athletics. I'm Cole Negan.
And that's all we have for you on this edition of SAU Weekly. We'll be back next week with the latest news and sports from St. Ambrose University.
Remember to check out the SAU TV Facebook and Instagram pages for our newscasts, top stories, and more. You could also find them on The Hive at sauthebuzz.com. Thanks for watching.